late November, 11 hardy souls turned up at Aberfoyle for a shortish gravel loop. It was certainly a fresh morning as we set off from the car park behind the bike hire shop. We were following a route we had done previously via my Wahoo. I've only used this feature once before, and after a little initial confusion, the navigation of the route went pretty well. Today's route was to be a southerly clockwise loop with a fair bit of climbing. It starts off with a few wee hills, which is good to warm us up, but my hands were feeling quite cold and nippy initially, and they took quite a while to heat up. This would be our last group ride of the autumn, with winter just round the corner, and coming out of the shade into the low sun occasionally made things a wee bit tricky. We were missing quite a few regulars this week, but they'd all produced either valid excuses for non-attendance or sick notes from their parents. We were joined this week by a few group virgins, namely Tracy, Alex and David. Hope you guys enjoyed the route. Tracy told me that she'd been up this neck of the woods before with friends, but some of these sections were new to her. The gravel up at Aberfoyle takes a bit of beating, and only this section was a little churned up through what looked like recent bogging operations. There were quite a few patches of ice dotted around, but mostly puddles, which was encouraging, as it was around this time last year that I fell foul of an Aberfoyle icy patch, which cost me a brand new pair of leggings and some skin off my arse. But I'm over that now, honestly. If you're enjoying this video, please consider giving it a like, dropping a comment and subscribing to the channel, which is free. That way you'll be advised anytime I post a video and won't miss any future invites. If you'd like to follow any of these routes, you can pick up the GPX files by following me on Strava at Douglas Gilligan RACC. At this point some of the group took a wrong turn, but it gave me a chance to capture them on the drone on their way back. If anyone watching this has a gravel route that they think we'd enjoy, and they'd like to lead us round, please drop me a comment and we can discuss it. We're always keen to explore a new neck of the woods, and all suggestions are welcome. I know that a couple of our regulars are working on routes at the moment, and hopefully we'll be sampling them soon. Once again it was nice to pop out of the shadow of the trees and into the sunbathed sections, as it was certainly chilly when we were in the shade. Aberfoyle is a great place for gravel ride. There must be over 100 miles of quality gravel trails up there, which involve a fair bit of climbing whilst providing beautiful scenery as both a welcome and distracting backdrop. Although we had a pretty cool day for it, it was dry, there was no wind, and we were very lucky to get out and enjoy the very fresh air and quite beautiful clear blue skies. Hopefully we'll get a decent winter with a few similar type days where we can get out and enjoy our spectacular Scottish scenery. As I'm putting this video together, we've just had our first real snowfall of the winter and everything is looking rather white outside. Just a wee reminder to everyone to get their cycling related present requests into Santa. If the big man doesn't know what you want, then he can't get the elves to start making it for you. We had a good wee group out with everyone going well. It's always a little bit of an unknown how it will go, as the ride invites go out to a lot of people, so we're never quite sure who's going to turn up and how people will cope. But our group virgins were all very comfortable with the pace, so well done all. It was nice to have a few first timers along and to meet new people, and thanks to the regulars for hauling their sorry asses out of bed early in the morning when the windscreens needed scraping and the cars defrosted before setting off. As I said earlier, Aberfoyle is such a pretty area to cycle, and the views from the saddle are excellent, but the additional height advantage from the drone's perspective helped massively to show off the surrounding area. I think this clip really sums up the beauty of the Trossachs. I always like to try and get some footage of this wee lock-in, which I think is quite stunning. Its name is Lock-in Spling, and it's just southwest of Aberfoyle as you cycle back in towards the village. It was good to see Stevie back out with us again. He was telling me that he hasn't been out much recently and has lost his mojo a wee bit. It certainly doesn't seem to have affected his wheeling abilities, and hopefully getting back out with us today will help to rekindle his mojo. This is one of my favourite views from the Aberfoyle area. It's from an elevated position above Lochard, looking north towards Benvenue and over towards Lochcatron. As you can see from how glassy the water looks, there was no wind at all. We'd occasionally cycle through areas which hadn't seen the sun all day, and they really were like a winter wonderland, with all the trees and shrubs covered in frost. It's definitely beginning to feel a lot like Christmas, even though I feel that should be kicked well into December. This is a perennial domestic battle in our house as to how early the outside Christmas lights should be put up. You can see from the picture here how my protestations have gone this year, although I do have an assurance that they will not be switched on until December. This is a nice wee gravel section which links two of the main gravel roads, which is accessed out the back of the Lochard Forest car park. We were then back onto one of the main arteries and back into the village. A good day was had by all, as we managed to get round without any mechanicals, tyre pressure issues or any fall, so well done everyone. Although when compared to our usual rides this was relatively short, we were all a bit peckish, so we headed for Lizzie McGregor's for a wee bite to eat. Fed and watered, Stu and I replenished our hydration levels with a wee pint. In the ride by the numbers, we covered 19 miles with 1800 feet of climbing. Thanks for watching.